Land drops. You need to hit them every game, every turn if possible. Hello, it's Joe from Nerd in Korea. I'm talking about getting your land drops. So land tutors today is really, really important. Remember, people always focus on ramps so much. Ramp. But if you're missing land drops, you're not ramping. If you watch this channel, you see me say that probably like 50 times. And I mean it every single time. We're talking about the land tutors that will work as multiple land tutors, getting you multiple basic lands to your hand, or the modals that will work as all kinds of other things and have different functions at different parts of the game. Just really useful things to have in your deck all the time. Alright, so we are looking at our budget MTG upgrades at basic land tutors. There's actually so many of these that I am breaking it down probably into a two-part series. Same with the last one. I'm looking at the multi and the modals here. So once you get multi or multiple lands to your hand, and modal spells that give you a lot of like nice flexibility with it. I think those are two of the top ones for me. Alright, the go-to, first of all, Yavimaya Elder is only 5 cents, so that's pretty good. One green for this 2/1, and when it dies, you may search your library for up to 2 basic land cards, reveal them, put them into your hand, then shuffle. And you can still sacrifice him for 2 mana to draw a card. A nice bunch of abilities there, right? I like that, especially it doesn't require you sacrifice him to get those lands to hand. Just even if there's like a board wipe or something, you're still getting some value out of that. So, very useful little guy there. Number 10. Okay, we got Bushwhack. 1 green for this sorcery. Search the library for, it's a modal. First of all, I should point out it's modal. Search the library for any basic land card, put it in your hand, shuffle. Hey. Or target creature you control fights target creature you don't control. Fighting does mean they exchange damage unless you've got like first strike, especially first strike death touch. If you've got a deck where you got a good amount of like first strike and or death touch, yeah, this becomes real dangerous. Even if you just got like a green deck with a lot of big creatures, this can sort you out pretty quick, right? Early game, you can make sure you're hitting those land drops. Late game, you're going to be just using this as removal, basically. So yeah, very, very helpful there. 1 green for removal is amazing. 10 cents. Number 9. Okay, we have You Happen Upon a Glade. For 2 and a green, this is an instant this time. Nice. Search the library for, modal, I should say again. Search the library for a 2 basic land cards, reveal them, put them into your hand, then shuffle. So this gets 2 basic lands to hand. Not too shabby. Or you can return target permanent card from your graveyard to your hand. Recursion. So if your mana fixing's done, your backup option is to pull something out of your graveyard that you need. Very useful, very, very useful thing to have. Also, it is target permanent card. That's what really sets this apart from a lot of other ones. They'll specify like creature or something like that. This is permanent. Green is usually good at getting permanents out, but yeah, it is nice that, yeah, it is a bit more flexible. You're like instants and sorceries, it can't do that, but it does everything else. 14 cents. Number 8, Go Forth. Again, only 1 green for this instant. So you can go get a land, put it in your hand, shuffle. Or, there's only 1 basic land, or getting a +2/+2 on 1 creature. So use this on your creature, on someone else's creature. You can get a lot of value out of that. That extra combat damage may not sound like a lot, but it might be enough to like make a creature survive a combat. Might, you know, especially if you throw this on someone's commander creature when they're attacking someone else. If they've got double strike, that can be 4 extra commander damage. That is a lot. 15 cents. Number 7, Evolution Charm. Okay, so this is 1 and a green for this instant. This is a really well-known one. This is so old. It's going back a ways. I actually had this way lower on the list because I kind of like just was like, hey, this isn't very good because it's so old. And then I actually read it and I was like, oh, wait, this is better than I remember. Better than I thought, I should say. For, again, this is a 1 and a green for this instant. Search the library for a basic land card. Reveal it, put it in your hand, shuffle your library. 1 land to hand. For 1 and a green, maybe not that great, but... Second option, return target creature card from your graveyard to your hand. This is only for creatures, but it's recursion back to your hand. Again, later in the game, very, very good option. And third, target creature gains flying until end of turn. So you're just giving something evasion. That can be huge, right? That might be your like way to turn something into like a win right there. You never know. Anyway, 8 cents only. Oh. Number 6. Okay, Druid of the Emerald Grove. 3 and a green for this creature. It being a creature is already a huge bonus because that means you can flicker it, you can recur it very easily. There's a lot more options you have with creatures. Anyway, 3 and a green for this 2/2. So when it enters the battlefield, search your library for up to 2 basic land cards, reveal them, then roll a d20. This is the part that puts people off, the roll. They used to, older roll designs actually had pretty bad effects on low rolls. Usually like 1 to 9 would be pretty terrible. And then after that would get good, and then like 20 is great. They really gave up on those because I think people just ended up being like, yeah, I'm not gonna play it then. If it's bad, it's like a 45% chance it's terrible. I'm not doing that. So now they actually have pretty solid effects in all the rolls, but I think it's still got the kind of like taint of that early game design on it. They are much better now. Anyway, so 1 to 9, put those cards into your hand, then shuffle. 2 basic lands to hand for 4 mana, and you get a 2/2. That's really not bad. That's the worst option. 10 to 19, put those cards onto the battlefield tapped, and one of them into the battlefield tapped and the other into your hand, then shuffle. So this can actually get something to the battlefield. 1 only, and then 1 to your hand. Basically, it's a cultivate. There's what, a 40% chance that it's cultivate, basically? So yeah, 10 to 19, I believe that's 40%. No, that'd be 50%, right? 50% chance is basically cultivate plus a 2/2 creature that you can flicker or something. Like, that's pretty good. And on a 20, put those cards into the battlefield tapped, then shuffle. So a 5% chance this just ramps 2 cards. That's really, really good for 4 mana, 2 ramp on 1 card. Again, it's a risk, but like the best case scenario. The worst case scenario is they end up in your hand. Best case, they're on the battlefield tapped. So really not a huge risk there. 2 cents. Number 5. Okay, we got Elfheim Sanctuary for 1 and a green. At the beginning of your upkeep, you may search a library for a basic land card. Reveal that card, put it in your hand. If you do, skip your draw step. So instead of drawing, if you really need that landfall, no problem. You're just going to go get whatever land you want, basic land you want, put it into your hand, and then you get to throw it into the battlefield. Every turn, you can do that whenever you want. I gotta put this in some of my like Wooburg decks. Like, this is just like whatever you need, you just go get it. Problem solved. So many problems can be solved if you've got like, especially decks where you've got maybe multiple pips. Like you need 2 red to cast this creature, and it's a really good creature. You've only got 1 mountain, could just go get the other mountain. No problem. Anyway, 56 cents. Number 4. Journey of Discovery for 2 and a green. This is a sorcery. Choose 1. Search a library for 2 basic lands, or you can play 2 additional lands this turn. So this is go get the lands or play a whole bunch. If you've got a bunch in your hand already, you can just throw them into the battlefield. Yeah, really good. And finally, for Entwine, you can pay, if you pay 4 and 2 green, you can entwine it and do both. So you can go get 2 lands and throw them straight into the battlefield. 6 is a lot for like ramping only 2, but it can be still, if you got something that can reduce that mana cost a bit, it will be worthwhile. That's for sure. 21 cents only. This is sold out in Korea. Also, this is one of those ones where I'm like, it's only 21 cents, but I can't buy it. So is it really worth 21 cents if no one can buy it? I'm sure you can in North America on online and stuff, but I don't know. Yeah, availability usually affects the price. Number 3, Traverse the Uvenwald. Okay, now we're getting into the ones that kind of double as the modal. It is not really strictly modal, but the other mode they have is like straight up tutor. So yeah. For 1 green, go get a basic land, reveal it, put it in your hand, then shuffle. Okay, not great. Delirium. So if there are 4 more card types among cards in your graveyard, search the library for a creature or land, put it into your hand, then shuffle. Okay, so creature or land. Delirium is a little tricky to get, but you can go get any creature, any land, not just basic land, any land you want. So this just becomes like a straight up like creature land tutor for 1 green. Really good. Should be worth more than 38 cents, that's for sure. Number 2, Dig Up. Okay, once again, 1 green, and it has Cleave. I'll get to that in a second. Search the library for a basic land card, reveal it, put it in your hand, then shuffle. So if you pay the Cleave cost, you ignore everything in brackets, basically. What was that from again? Yeah, Crimson Vow. So we got 1 black, green. It's pricey, right? That's not cheap. 4 for a sorcery? That's expensive, I admit, but like, this is an option. This is not your go-to. Search the library for a card, put it into your hand, then shuffle, right? So any card, not just creature, not just land, not just whatever. Any card you want, you just go get it. I wish it was an instant speed is maybe my one thing, but 27 cents. For only 27 cents, that's worth it. Number 1, if you watch this channel, this should not be a surprise. Analyze the Pollen. This is like one of my go-to green cards. For 1 green, this sorcery says, as an additional cost, you can make Collect Evidence 8. So Collect Evidence 8 just means exile 8 CMC worth from your graveyard. There you go. Done. So it's getting that extra value out of your graveyard. Search the library for basic land card. If evidence was collected, instead, search the library for a creature or a land. Reveal that card, put it into your hand, then shuffle. Again, it's that one where it becomes like any land or any creature. Basic land is kind of your primary mode, and then if you fulfill the extras, it's like just like the threshold. But I think this is more useful than threshold because you don't have to worry about like trying to get other creature type or card types into your graveyard. Creature types. You can just do this. Almost every deck is going to be able to do this at some point during the game. It'd be really weird if you didn't have like, under 10 CMC in your graveyard. That is just not hard to get done. 43 cents only. The list. Okay, we've got Bushwhack for only 10 cents. You Happen Upon a Glade, 14 cents. Go Forth, 15 cents. Evolution Charm, only 8 cents. Oldie but a goodie. Druid of the Emerald Grove, only 2 cents. I swear, if it wasn't roll, people would be all over this. Elfheim Sanctuary, 56 cents. Journey of Discovery is 21 cents. Traverse the Uvenwald, 38 cents. I think I said that right. Dig Up, 27 cents. Analyze the Pollen, 43 cents. All right, take it easy.